People don't leave you for no reason. They leave after something in you quietly tells them don't come any closer. And the most dangerous part is this: you almost never notice when it happens. There is no argument, no dramatic moment, no obvious mistake. Nothing you could easily point to later and say, that's when it went wrong. It's quieter than that. Just a subtle shift. Something changes in the way you respond, in the way you listen, in the way your presence slowly pulls back. Your replies become shorter. Your tone becomes flatter. Your curiosity fades just enough to be felt. They don't see it clearly. They don't hear it explained. They feel it. And once someone feels that emotional distance, they stop trying. Not because they stopped caring. Not because they lost interest. But because the space between you started feeling unsafe. If this keeps happening in your life, people pulling away, conversations losing warmth, connections fading without explanation, your mind already has an answer prepared. You tell yourself they were wrong, they were needy, they were too emotional, they expected too much, they wanted more than you could give. That explanation feels comforting because it protects your self-image. It tells you, I'm not the problem. They just couldn't handle me. I'm independent, I'm strong, I don't need anyone. And on the surface, that story works. But what if that story exists, not because it's true, but because it keeps you from looking deeper? What if people aren't leaving because they don't care, but because your nervous system learned how to shut them out long before your conscious mind gets involved? Here's why this pattern is so hard to detect. You still show up. You still respond to messages. You still sit at the table. You still smile, talk, and function. From the outside, nothing looks broken. You seem calm, independent, self-contained. You're not dramatic. You're not chaotic. You don't beg for attention. And because of that, no one questions you. Not your friends, not your partners, not even yourself. Because emotional distance doesn't always look like loneliness. Sometimes it looks like control. Sometimes it looks like maturity. Sometimes it looks like emotional intelligence. But you didn't choose this consciously. You didn't wake up one day and decide to feel less, care less, or stay guarded. Your nervous system made that decision for you. Quietly, automatically. It learned through experience, through disappointment, through moments where being open backfired, through times when closeness led to pain, pressure, or rejection. At some point, your body learned a rule. Staying guarded hurts less than staying open, and your brain doesn't argue with rules that reduce pain. It follows them. Your brain doesn't care if you feel alive. It cares if you feel safe. And to your brain, safety means predictability, not intimacy, not depth, not emotional risk, predictability. So when someone starts getting closer, emotionally closer, your body reacts before your thoughts do. Your chest tightens, your tone changes, your attention pulls back, you become more controlled, more distant, more measured. Not because you planned it, but because your nervous system decided, this feels unsafe. This is how invisible rules are created. Something hurts once. You create a rule. Don't get too attached. Something hurts again. You create another. Don't rely on anyone. Over time, your life becomes full of boundaries no one else knows exist. Rules you never explained. Lines you never clearly defined. People don't know where they stand with you. They don't know what's allowed. What feels welcome. What will make you disappear emotionally. So when someone crosses a line they didn't even know was there, you retreat. Not angrily, not dramatically, quietly. You stop sharing. You stop leaning in. You stop being emotionally present. And they feel it. They may not understand it. They may not know how to explain it. But they feel the door closing, so they stop knocking. Here's the part almost no one wants to admit. Your nervous system rewards this behavior. The moment you pull away, your body relaxes. There is relief. And relief feels like confirmation. Relief feels like proof that you did the right thing. So the pattern reinforces itself. Different people. Same ending. Not because everyone else is the problem, but because the response never changes. After a while, something unsettling happens. You realize you're no longer being hurt, but you're also no longer being reached. Not emotionally, not deeply, not meaningfully. You don't feel devastated, you feel numb. And numbness can feel like peace for a very long time. That's why this pattern is so dangerous, because it works, until it doesn't. Safety is not the same as peace. Control is not the same as freedom. Walls don't just keep pain out, they keep connection out, they keep intimacy out, they keep life out. If every relationship must feel easy, if every conversation must stay comfortable, if every connection must avoid friction, then what you've built isn't healing. It's emotional shutdown disguised as stability. Here's a truth most people avoid their entire lives. You cannot be deeply connected and fully controlled at the same time. Connection requires risk. Presence requires courage. Love requires the possibility of loss. There is no version of intimacy where you are completely protected, and that fact alone terrifies the nervous system that learned to survive through control. The part of you that shuts down emotionally was never trying to ruin your life. It was trying to protect you. It learned this pattern at a moment when staying hurt more than leaving. But that moment is not every moment. And strategies that once kept you safe may now be keeping you alone. So maybe the real question isn't, what boundaries do I need to set? Maybe the real question is harder. What am I so afraid of feeling that I keep everyone at a distance? Rejection, abandonment, judgment, being misunderstood, being seen clearly, and still not chosen. That fear didn't appear randomly, but it doesn't have to control your life forever. People don't leave you for no reason. Sometimes they leave because they were never fully allowed in, and until that pattern is recognized, not blamed, not judged, it will keep repeating. Different faces, same ending. In the next video, we're going to talk about the exact moment emotional shutdown happens. Not the event, the moment. The second your body decides closeness is danger, and why reopening yourself feels threatening even when what you want most is connection. That's where real change begins. Stay close.